In reality, it is actually something that every childcare business owner and preschool owner should be striving to reach is a 4-hour workday, a 25-hour work week, whatever that looks like for you, but ultimately a great work-life balance. What this symbolizes is that it symbolizes the leverage that you have, the overall health of your childcare business, and it also ensures that you can maintain that overall health of your childcare business because you're not working in it, but you are able to work in that CEO role and work on your business daily. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ashley Benz of ashleybenz.com. I am the founder and creator of Childcare Business Executive Tools, where I help the overworked childcare business or preschool owner remove yourself from the day-to-day operations so that you can really truly step into that CEO role and ultimately reduce your working hours and gain your vitality back and get that work-life balance in check, y'all. So today I want to do something a little bit different, and what I want to do is take you behind the scenes of what a 4-hour workday looks like for a childcare business owner. Now, if that interests you, then be sure to stay tuned, and we'll be hopping into that video really quickly. But before we hop in, I do need to welcome you guys back. If you are a OG, thank you for being here, y'all. I am so excited to see you back here. If you are a new subscriber, welcome, welcome, welcome. This is my big virtual hug to you. I'm super excited to have you here. But for those of you that are just kind of what I like to call lurkers, you are lurking around, you're watching my videos and you have not yet subscribed, you need to go ahead and hit that subscribe button so that you can be notified of when I post up these videos, and be sure as well to hit that little bell as well. So the bell actually notifies you, and then the subscribe button brings you a part of the family. As always, go ahead, grab you something to sip on, get you a pen and paper, and let's jump into today's video. All right, so before we get started, just for anybody who is new here or you may not be aware, but I no longer own and operate my childcare business any longer. We did close that down back in 2015 after we had Nova, but I did own, operated, ran, and directed my childcare business for 10 years. So, but what I'm gonna do today is I have set up a little bit of some neat stuff inside this video to really kind of take you behind the scenes, and I will be sharing a few photos of my own center just to kind of break up some of the content for today's video. All right, so this should be really fun. So having a 4-hour workday as a childcare business owner is in fact possible, and it is very realistic. And one of the things that I know that is very common out there amongst this industry is that that's not possible. And I am here to tell you that that is possible because I did it. And so I just want you to believe in that, and I want you to know that you can actually accomplish this goal as well. In reality, it is actually something that every childcare business owner and preschool owner should be striving to reach is a 4-hour workday, a 25-hour work week, whatever that looks like for you, but ultimately a great work-life balance. And the reason why is because when you are able to have a 4-hour workday, a 25-hour work week, a great work-life balance, what this symbolizes, and let me stop there, but when you're able to do that and have a profitable childcare business that can run without you, what this symbolizes is that it symbolizes the leverage that you have, the overall health of your childcare business, and it also ensures that you can maintain that overall health of your childcare business because you're not working in it, but you are able to work in that CEO role and work on your business daily. So it's not to say that you don't care about the children, that you don't care about the families. That is not what that's saying. Actually, what it does say is that you do care. And you care enough to know that your role is not in the classrooms. It's not in circle time. It's not relieving breaks for teachers. It's not, whatever that you're doing, okay? It's not those things, but it is in your office. Okay, so let's just jump into directly what my schedule looks like when I was working a 4-hour workday. And so I would always start off, I would actually get at the center at about 9 a.m. in the morning. And when I would come in, I would do a 30-minute walkthrough. Basically, with the walkthrough, I was looking for everything that I wanted to see, everything going on in the classrooms, whatever that I wanted to see happening, that's what I was looking for. And so I actually gave my teachers a list so they knew that when I came in at 9 o'clock, they knew exactly what I would be looking for. And basically, it was just what my vision was. And so I would do that walkthrough from 9 to 9:30. It also allowed for the teachers to be able to talk with me if they needed something. And it also ensured that I just always had a little bit of a temperature on the day and just how things were going, okay? Whether it was going the way that I wanted them to go or not going the way that I wanted to go. Now, when I hired on a director, I no longer did those walkthroughs, those daily morning walkthroughs. My director would do that, or assistant director at the time. And then if there was anything that she needed to report to me, she would let me know. If not, then I just went on about my morning. So once my walkthrough was done, like I said, that usually take about 30 minutes for me to go through all of the classrooms. Then I would actually enter my office and I would sit down, and I typically would have a morning, what I call a morning 2-hour batch. So I could spend time looking at some data, looking at analytics, and just kind of making decisions based off of what was happening in my center. You might actually find me planning, and you might actually find me delegating, which is a lot of what I spent most of my time on, was a lot of delegation. And so what I would actually do is I would actually divide up what I call my batches into the 5 main parts and pieces that it does take to run a successful childcare business. When this is basically when I teach childcare business automation. And so those parts and pieces are accounting and budgeting, marketing and advertising, management and leadership or your staffing, customer service and program quality, and then office organization and procedures. And when you have these 5 things going and you have them running properly, that leads into a great work-life balance. So basically what I would do is my 2-hour batches that I would do daily would fit into one of those categories. Now, this would be something that would be planned out. So when I would sit down, I am literally looking at my calendar, and I'm just kind of going with whatever my calendar tells me to do. So again, some of that time was planning, and that's how I was able to sit down and just go and not have to sit down and be thinking. So there's a time and place for everything. And when you do have time to plan, this is a really great way of being able to have that great work-life balance and a 4-hour workday, which we'll get into in a little bit later on in this video. So once I went through the first 2 hours of my 4-hour workday, then I would go into the last couple of hours, and those last hours are doing another batch, okay? So another batch meaning, again, I am working in one of the 5 categories that it takes to run a successful childcare business, which is, like I said, goes into childcare business automation, which is what I teach inside of my Director to CEO Accelerator program. And again, I cannot stress enough that delegation was a big part of what some of the things that I would be working on, okay? I would typically spend time delegating usually between 2 to 4 hours out of the week. And that just ensured that my plate stayed very clear of any busy work, and that, that basically allowed for enough time margin in my day to be able to really stay into that CEO role and not shift off over into the director role, okay, which is where we get into the busy work and get into the maintenance of your childcare business. But that's not where you were able to grow your business. So at this point, now we're at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And basically, the most important things that needed to get done for that day had been taken care of. So a 4-hour workday always reminds me of a great workout for your business. And it just kind of reminds me like going to the gym, getting that really great workout. And when you're done, you feel accomplished. It's you leave that workout feeling like you feel good. Your muscles have that soreness, but it's a good soreness. It's the same thing with running your childcare business and having a 4-hour workday. And so basically, what I am an advocate of is saying that the first 4 hours of my day, my work day, is dedicated to the growth of my business. And so that's what I did. If I did not have that feeling, then that typically means that, either things popped up or I wasn't on task or something like that. But you definitely want to have that great feeling that you feel good about what you did, and that allows you to mentally leave. And when you do leave your center for the day, or you shut down your work day, you feel really good about what you did. Okay, so I know what you're asking, and you're saying, okay, Ashley, that is great that you were able to have a 4-hour workday as a childcare business owner, but girl, can you spill the tea, okay, on how you did that? So there's a lot of things that's in play to get to that level, okay? The first thing, though, that I'm going to tell you is that you have to really have your goals set on removing yourself from the day-to-day operations. And you guys are going to hear me say this all year long. In all of my videos, I am going to be talking about removing yourself from the day-to-day operations, because this is where the problem lies, okay? Now, we can take that a step further and ask another question, and that question is, well, how do I remove myself from the day-to-day? Well, to answer that question, the very first thing that I did was that I got a better staffing structure in place, not a team. Because honestly, what I had was a team, okay? But the team wasn't functioning the way that it should be, which is why I was overworking myself, working late, doing things that I shouldn't have been doing that my team should have been doing, okay? So when I learned to shift thinking about, having a team versus having a staffing structure system, that's when everything changed. And so what I end up doing, which is all by accident, but what happened was that I built a funnel that built the team. Okay, can we get an amen and a yes on that one? Let me say that again. I built a funnel that built the team. And that is what you need to do. That is your very first step in getting to that 4-hour workday, being able to shut the day down at 1 o'clock if that's what you choose. Your first step is to build a funnel that builds your team. Now, I do want to go back really quick because just to let you know, just to be real, because y'all know I'm going to be real to you on here. But a lot of times I would sometimes stay for 6 hours. So I would actually have more of a 6-hour workday than a 4. But at 4 hours, the bulk of what I needed to get done was done. And, if I wanted to leave, I could. If I want to stay, I could. And sometimes I would do like the last 2 hours of the day, it was more like a cool down. So if we go back to that workout session, you kind of have your the beginning of the workout, which is my walkthrough. So that's kind of like I'm slowly getting to my day. Then I sit down, I do the meat of the work that needs to be done, that makes sure that I'm ensuring the growth of my childcare business. And then I would have this cool down session. And during the cool down session, that is maybe when I am back into the floor. I'm, checking with the assistant director, the director. I may be calling up a parent, I'm doing those type of things, but it's not like that, I have to do those things. And I have the option at the end of my 4 hours to leave if I decided to do so. Okay. So, but your first step, your very first step is to, again, build a funnel that builds the team. Okay. And so in conclusion of today's video, the one thing I do want to leave with you is that I want you to know that this is possible, that I did it. Now, I was forced to do it. Okay. Mine it all happened by accident. If you guys, if you actually take my free masterclass training, where I go with you over this very first step, which is titled How I Ensured Coverage at All Times, then you'll learn more about my journey and kind of what got me into working a 4-hour workday. But I was forced to do so because of a very big life transition that happened, a big change that happened in my life that forced me to not be at the center for 50 plus hours a week, okay? So with that being said, thank you so much for being here today. I really hope that this video helped you. I really hope that you believe that you can have a 4-hour workday as a childcare business owner. And I really just hope this is giving you inspiration and just kind of really giving you the feeling and saying that, you know what, I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna give this a shot, okay? And really just be able to gain your vitality back, really get your work-life balance in check, so that you can really, benefit your childcare business in the way that God has intended you to benefit it, okay? Because your childcare business is going to benefit more from you when you are in the correct role, and that is the CEO role, okay? All right, so I'm gonna, as always, leave the link down below if you want to go ahead and take that free masterclass training that shows you how I ensured coverage at all times and how I was able to build a funnel that built my team. Be sure to click that link in the description box. Also, if you're getting started, there is a link down below as well for a free download and a free training for you. Go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. If you, again, for y'all lurkers out there, okay, I'm talking to you right now, because if you have watched all the way through this video, and I know what y'all are doing behind the scenes, because I do the same thing. You're either in the kitchen, you're cooking dinner, you could be listening to this in your car, whatever, you got other things going on. But right now, stop and subscribe to this video and this channel, and give this video a like if you have made it through this ending part, if you made it through all the way here, and be a part of the Childcare Business Executive Tools family. What else do I want to say to you? I feel like there's something else I want to leave down below. Okay, I think that's everything. So anyway, I'm super excited for you to have this information. Until the next video, as always, I am sending you my prayers of success and encouragement your way. You've got this, and I'll see you in the next one. Oh my goodness. I am just like itchy, itchy, itchy. This sweater is something else, y'all. All right, let me try to jump back into this video.